forecasted, which I said yesterday. I don't understand why the forecast was higher based on fuel prices, but it came in month over month at 0.2, which was expected to be at 0.3, and the core CPI came in at 3.2. It was expected to be at 3.3. What happened as soon as the news came out? You can see the S&P jumped 151, the Dow Jones jumped 146. The small cap and NASDAQ tend to jump the most when the market is going sky high. So it's up 178. Gold and crude oil are also up. I did liquidate crude oil, and as I said in my video the other day, to go into the small cap, and you can see the Russell 2000 up 3%. So what's happening in the market right now? Directions, home builders up 10%, bank index up 9%, small cap up 7%, directions retail funds up 7%, real estate fund up 7.2%, financial sector here up, this is all direction funds up over 6%. This is a biotech up 6%. All the direction funds up 6%. You go to mid cap. The reason why mid cap and small cap go up is they are very heavily influenced by inflation. Any sign of a strong economy, small caps and mid caps tend to be higher gains. So you can see there on the top of the chart. Plug is the first individual stock that shows up at 6.36 of the ones that I'm typically following. So for me, this is why I trade these ones. Look how much higher of a return I get on the jumps on the markets, any kind of spikes in the indexes like the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones and the S&P. This is an ETF for Bitcoins. It doubles down on whatever happens with Bitcoin. It's up 5%. The semiconductors, I finally got to my semiconductors. It's one of the worst performers of the directions funds. Still at a 5% gain. The directions web internet fund up 5%. Bitcoin strategy up 5. It just shifted down. It just got, see now it's below semiconductors and web. So this is a 3D printing company. This is Green Energy, a blank. It's a recharging station. This is a pharmaceutical. It's up 4.5. Man, my investment's not even doing that great. It's only at 439%. This is the S&P fund index for directions. It's going to triple whatever the S&P does. That's why I buy this one instead of the S&P. This is the directions defense funds, direction utility funds, directions Korean funds, all higher than anything. The best individual tech stock in the Magnificent Seven is Tesla at 3.4%. So when you buy an individual stock, it's just so much more risky than buying an ETF that holds many companies. One company could tank. If you have multiple companies, if the index is going well, you should go up with it. So Tesla, that being said, is still beating the directions emerging market funds. That's the international play. It's beating my gold funds. It's beating my utility funds. And it's beating Rivian, which is kind of a competition for Tesla, but it's still on top of all the other Magnificent Sevens. This is the NVIDIA play of a directions fund. It doubles down whatever NVIDIA is doing. I guess that's why the SOX is not doing that well. Cure up. The Directions Cure Fund is up 253. That's kind of disappointing for me. Directions Robotics is up. And then here's the semiconductor individual company. This is a stock. This is Supermicron. This is a ETF by directions. And now we finally get down to the stocks, individual stocks. Amazon is only barely at 2%. The gold direction fund not doing that well. Financial sector. If you were in the financial sector, this is what you would get when you don't get to triple your play. So the number one index right now is the financial sector, but it shows up on the bottom of my charts because I have all the direction funds. Look, the QQQ is up 1.6%. That's great, but again, that's why I invest in the other direction funds on those lows for the opportunity for more growth. This also is the direction fund, the lithium batteries. And now, one of the Magnificent Sevens finally shows up. NVIDIA, Google's here. This is the energy fund, which I said I sold off the other day, and it's still up. I kind of missed out, but it's what I bought into is doing better than what I've sold. Here's Gush. I said I sold off right at 32.51. It's still up, but I'm doing better than the stuff I traded it for. Advanced Microsoft, Advanced Micro Devices, and Microsoft all finally showing up on the chart. Boeing up here on the chart. Here's Bitcoin. So if you bought Bitcoin, you're up the BlackRock Bitcoin sector here. Apple showing up here. It's in the gain, up 1%. Clean energy, not doing anything. Cryptocurrency on a down, and the China market is down, and semiconductors, if you're shorting semiconductors, you are losing out today. So that's how the market went today.